kindergartners. So the last time you were in art class, we were talking a lot about shapes and how you can break things up into different shapes and put those shapes together to make some sort of image. So what we did was took ourselves and we broke our body up into different shapes. So an oval for the head, we talked about a long rectangle for our torso. We talked about long skinny rectangles for our arms, long skinny rectangles for our legs, and we put all those shapes together to draw ourselves. Now, this might be kind of one of the first times that you've tried drawing yourself and making yourself look like, not like a stick person, okay? So I don't expect that these turn out perfect. I don't want you to get at all frustrated with your work. I just want you to do the best job that you can do, okay? So when I did my demonstration last time, I made it look something like this, okay? Now, what you are going to do today, after you watch my demonstration, is outline your person, and then we are going to add color to it. Now, usually I pick what you use for a medium. When I say medium, I mean things like different kinds of art supplies. So paint would be a medium, markers would be a medium, crayons would be a medium. Today, I'm going to let you choose between markers, colored pencils, or crayons. So you decide what you want to use to fill the color in on your self-portrait, okay? I will do a demonstration here in just a second, and then you'll have time to work on your project. So the last time that you were here, we worked on breaking our body into shapes in order to make the different parts of your self-portrait, so a picture of you. If you are done drawing that, you are going to move on to the next part, which is outlining it with black marker. These markers are called Sharpies. If you hear me say you're going to Sharpie it, that's what I mean. I mean outline it with the black marker. So in your little kit that you picked up from your teacher before school started, you should have received a thick Sharpie that has the rounded tip on the lid. Excuse me. And then you should have picked up a skinny Sharpie also, it should have been in the kit, that has a flat top on the lid. This is the Sharpie that we want to use for this project. And when you take the lid off the Sharpie, you are going to notice that it has a very, very pointy tip, okay? Now that lets us get a really, really skinny line when we trace things, but if you push hard on it, it is going to bend the tip and the marker won't work anymore. You might get it to work sort of, but a lot of times they quit working. Also, sometimes that tip will break right off if you push too hard on it. And if you marker fast with it, like you sometimes do with other like markers like this, if you marker fast with it, it also runs out of the ink fast and quits working faster. So press very lightly and draw very slowly when you're using a Sharpie. And then always make sure you get the lid on nice and tight when you're done using it. I start using Sharpies already with kindergartners because I use Sharpies a lot all the way up through 5th grade with art projects. So I want you to learn how to use them right away in kindergarten so that by the time you're in 1st and 2nd grade, you're a pro at using them, okay? So you're going to finish drawing your person if you have not done that already. And then when you're done, you're going to take the skinny Sharpie and you're going to trace or outline your person, okay? You're not coloring anything in. You're just tracing over the pencil lines that you drew last time. Okay, so it looks like this. Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but when I first started, the marker wasn't working. That happens a lot of times, especially with the skinny Sharpies. It doesn't mean it doesn't work, and it doesn't mean that it's bad. All you need to do is take a scrap piece of paper. You're not pushing hard and you're not doing this fast, but all you're doing is kind of twisting the Sharpie gently and scribbling around. It's almost like a little something gets on the tip, and you just have to get that off to make it work again. So if that happens and your Sharpie doesn't work right away, just get a piece of scrap paper and do that a little bit. And notice I didn't like scribble all over the paper. It was just a tiny little area. And then I can come back and start tracing everything else. And again, notice how slowly I do it. Now, if you make a mistake with a Sharpie, you can't fix it, you can't erase it. So you want to go slow, but if you do make a mistake, don't go back and try to fix it or scribble over it. Sometimes kids will make an X. Don't do that either, because a lot of times that little teeny mistake won't show up. Nobody will really notice it. But if you do try to fix it and you scribble over it, it makes that little teeny mistake a great big mistake. So sometimes we just leave stuff like that. Okay. All right, now, I didn't draw the face last time. I do want you guys to add the face, but when we're drawing this small, sometimes it's kind of hard. So you might just do something like little lines, something like that. We'll work on facial. Ooh, that's a funny looking mouth. We'll work on facial features later on in the school year, okay? So you can kind of just make lines to make it look like you have a face, but we'll learn more about how to make them the correct shape and where on the face they should go later on in the school year. Okay, so I have Sharpied. Now what I need to do is erase. I believe you have erasers in your school supplies that you picked up from school also. I forgot to grab mine, so I'm just using the pencil eraser. But be careful, because sometimes some pencil erasers are really not that great, and they smudge and smear and turn your paper colors. So try to use an eraser that you got in your kit if you can. See, I have some smudging right there. All right, and we get rid of all that eraser dust. We make sure we erased all the pencil. And now we're ready to color. Now, I believe I told you at the beginning of the video that you can color using markers. You can color using colored pencils. You can color using crayons. You decide. It's completely up to you. Whatever you have at home, feel free to use that. But what I do want you to do is make sure that you use lots of colors. Now, when I say use lots of colors, I don't mean make a purple blob here, a yellow blob, an orange blob, a green brown blob, a brown blob all over your shirt, unless your shirt really looks like that, okay? I want you to make your picture with lots of colors, but I want it to look like clothes that you actually have or the color of hair that you have. So unless you have purple hair, you don't want to use purple for your hair, okay? A lot of times in kindergarten, kids will pick one color, and that's how they draw their whole picture or color their whole picture with just one color. So I want you to try to make it a little bit more realistic looking, okay? Try to find the color of your skin and color your skin that color. Try to find the color that your pants are. Ooh, my pants aren't that color of blue. But you want to try to use the colors of the clothes that you have on, or if you didn't draw your own clothes, maybe pick your favorite colors. So I have blue pants on right now. I'm gonna make blue jeans. Okay. Now I noticed one thing I forgot on my arms is to put sleeves. So I think the day I drew this, I think I might have had a tank top on. Today I have long sleeves on. So I'm gonna draw my sleeves, and I have a sweater on over top of my shirt. So I drew that in. My sweater is gray, and the shirt underneath is black, so that's how I'm gonna color it. Okay, I would make this black. Now I'm not going to finish coloring this because sometimes my demonstrations would take like the whole class time if I did do the whole project. So I just give you an idea. Now that doesn't mean that when you color, you just stop right there because that's where I stopped. It means you color the whole entire thing and finish it, okay? So don't just stop because I stopped. So for next time, I want you to bring this back to art class so that we can share our pictures. I'm not going to have you turn it in to me yet. I'm still working on the best way, if it's just to email me a picture or what we should do. So I won't have you turn it in yet, and we might add a little bit more to the background. We'll see, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have fun coloring your picture, and I will see you next time. Have a good day.